Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning, my little nerdlings. How are you? Did you have a good weekend? Are you drinking coffee, water, tea, soda, beer? I mean, I don't know your life. I'm not judging. Maybe quietly, but at least not out loud. Like I won't say it to where you can hear it or it'll come back to you. Good morning. It's me, Danny, and I'm back with another daily dose of Dork on this lovely Tuesday. And I do mean that. It is absolutely stunning outside. Speaking of beer, it's a great day to just go out there in a lounge chair and day drink. I have to see if I have any friends left in real life, in live action. If I have any live action friends who would day drink in the yard with me watching chickens. Oh man, we got a couple things to talk about. Not like a lot of stuff, but there's a couple things that we could discuss. That Jim Shooter passed away. My gosh, Jim Shooter. I mean, what an absolute legend. And we have lost him. We'll get into that later. For now, before we start screaming good morning, and everyone, do me a huge favor. Make sure you tell those algorithm overlords that you are picking up what I'm throwing down by hitting that like button, subscribing if you're new, and ringing the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. Big deal tomorrow, guys. Big deal. I am officially interviewing Beau DeMaio tomorrow. It will not be a live stream. There are reasons why I'm the one who chose to do that. But I did have a meeting with him yesterday. It went great. Very excited to conduct this interview and give you guys what we find. But for now, buenos dias, Fernando. You are first this morning. Orale. I don't know what else to say here. I'm just doing my best not to be awkward, and it's not working because that's who I am as a person on a cellular level. Good morning, nerdling first class, backyard TARDIS, and my red 5 brother from another mother. Taco Cat, good morning. Good morning, Taco Cat. Good morning to the world's biggest hoe. That's a nice hoe. It's a very nice hoe. I bet I could really till up some soil with that. Good morning, Spencer from the Dingus Den. Good morning. Good morning, Loki. Good morning, Yoda be pimpin'. Oh my goodness. Everyone's got some great names. Dingus Den, Loki, Yoda be pimpin', world's biggest hoe. Great. It's great. By the way, speaking of great, brand new breakdown on the channel just dropped this last week. If you have any questions as to who the question is from DC Comics, definitely check that out. I have broken him down for you. You'll get a better feel of the character, his personality, and maybe discover a new character that you can add to your top 8 as we used to speak in MySpace days. Anyway, it took a really long time to put that video together. Like it should not have taken me that long. I'm just saying. I had to record it twice because there was an issue, and that sucks. But pretty pleased with the results. I hope you guys enjoy it. Of course, next is the Beau DeMaio interview, but y'all, check out the question video. Please, I'm begging you. Please help me. Anyway. I can't stop dancing to the chicken poof for breakfast. Sorry. It's the chicken poof song. I told you. It's the chicken poof song. Maybe one day, when I develop a thicker skin, I will play for you the song I made as a joke for my best friend Amy, who makes these chicken poof things. And every once in a while, like, I don't know how to make them, which is weird. But she makes these chicken poof things. They're like little pastries and with chicken and cheese, and they're just so delicious. And I will get to craving them. So one day, in order for me to ask her to please make me chicken poofs and bring them to my house, I made a whole song for her. And that music I play in the morning is the music to me singing in terrible harmony, chicken poofs for breakfast, chicken poofs for lunch. One day I'll play the song. No, not chicken poop, chicken poof with an F, because they're like poofs. They're like made with pastry dough. Poofs. 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 I would not wish chicken poop on anyone unless I really, really, really didn't like them. I'm not above it. I have to deal with chicken poop on a regular basis, but no, chicken poofs. Like it's a poof. It's delectable. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Loki says, Ironheart ends for good tonight. I'm just in it for Mephisto. And they did that on purpose. They did. You know what? I'll say this. It's not Secret Invasion. Okay? It's not that horrible. It's not as bad as Secret Invasion. But it's definitely down there on that list. Backyard Tartar says, yeah, chicken poop is a chocolate dessert. We're getting a new chicken coop in a couple of days. Very excited. Yeah. Yeah. It's a tractor, so we can move it around the yard, because let me tell you a story about how grateful I am that our current chicken coop situation is right by a giant wall of honeysuckle, because damn, it stank. It's awful. Anyway, let's pitter patter. Let's get at her. I don't know why I didn't have this screen already pulled up, but I do now. So, in case you guys have, I just remembered I've got a trailer for us to watch too. Anyway, in case you haven't noticed, but Akira, the very insanely legendary staple of anime. This is what anime was when I was a kid. Okay, kitties. I'll tell you a funny story about me and anime. But the rights for Akira are up for grabs. And whoever gets those, like, it's, trust me, whoever gets the rights to this, it will win the lottery. That's just how that goes. When I was a kid, I had an aunt who was from Japan. I had a Japanese aunt, like she married my Uncle Bruce. Anyway, and one time my dad and Uncle Bruce were having band practice at my aunt and uncle's house. We were kids, like little kids. Akira. That's what I said. Akira. Anyway, I was at her house and she didn't have kids. She's like, hey, you guys want to watch some cartoons? We're like, yeah. She puts on anime. And we're talking 86, 87. Okay. This is before anime was what it is now. It didn't have the fandom and community and stuff that it has now. Anime, as we called it back then, Japanimation, was entirely for adults. Like there was no family friendly Japanimation. It was all very scary. And all I remember is ending up hiding under her bed like this because they were on like this subway. I can't even remember what it was, but they were on a subway and these people turned into werewolves. And it wasn't like, oh, look, they just transformed. No, they got bigger, their skin ripped off, and blood and gore goes everywhere. And they turn into these giant, snarling, very, very scary beasts. So, hid under the bed. That was my first experience with anime. And I've been weird about it ever since. So, it's just something that imprinted on my brain. I thought it was funny because there's me hiding under a bed, and then I wrote about vampires and stuff. So, anywho, whoever gets the rights to Akira will definitely win the anime jackpot because this is the most legendary anime of all time. Of all time? Of all time. So, moving on, a little update on the Bond thing, or not really an update, just like some insight to it. This is actually a website I contributed to, oh my goodness, almost 20 years ago. I wrote about Wonder Woman and stuff. Anywho, big surprise. Amazon MGM reportedly tried to get Christopher Nolan, and they were willing to give him something that they did not give Villeneuve. Apparently my interwebs is running like crap again. So there's that. Here we go. No Bond director has ever been granted final cut authority while the franchise remained under creative oversight of the Broccoli family. Policy appears to remain intact under Amazon MGM, even after the studio paid Barbara Broccoli over $1 billion for exclusive creative control of the series. MGM is in the process of hiring a screenwriter casting for the new James Bond, replacing Daniel Craig's version of the character. Will begin once the script is finalized. Villeneuve is expected to wrap production on his third Dune installment before turning his attention to the Bond project. Once available, he's likely to contribute his own revisions to the screenplay before the film heads to production. Following the official announcement that Villeneuve has been tapped to direct, the site has shared additional details about the arrangement. And that comes from Puck. According to Puck, which is operated by former Hollywood reporter journalist Matt Belloni, Villeneuve will not receive final cut privileges on the film, and he's only committed to directing a single installment, giving him freedom to step away from the franchise if the experience doesn't meet his expectations. Producers Amy Pascal and David Heyman are currently leading the Bond remake for Amazon MGM, and they were the only ones who decided to hire Villeneuve over the likes of Edward Berger, Edward Wright, Jonathan Nolan, and Paul King. They'll also hire the writer and select the actor to play Bond. In additional reporting for Variety, it's been revealed that 3 actors are on the short list to play Bond: Jacob Elordi, Tom Holland, and Harris Dickinson. Jesus Christ, if you cast Tom Holland as James Bond, I will riot. That will be so stupid. Just, I know he's in his 30s, or he's like exactly 30 years old, but he looks like he's 12. He sounds like he's 12. He doesn't exactly exude super spy alpha maleness to me. He just doesn't. Pardon me. The outlet also reports that both Amazon and Bond producers are specifically seeking an actor under the age of 30 to lead the first installment of what they hope will become a long-running franchise. As a result, names have frequently circulated in fan discussions, such as Aaron Taylor Johnson, Henry Cavill, Aaron Pierre, Idris Elba are reportedly not in contention for the role. Deadline's best film reporter, Justin Kroll, stated that Villeneuve likely won't have final say over who will be cast. Additionally, it seems Christopher Nolan and Alfonso Cuarón were both sought before Villeneuve, but both directors turned it down. For Nolan, they were even willing to give him a final cut, but the Dark Knight Helmer opted for the Odyssey instead. Likewise, Cuarón chose another project, Jane, starring Charlize Theron. On selecting Villeneuve, Pascal and Heyman shared that Villeneuve has been passionate about James Bond films since childhood. They expressed that creating this movie has become their dream as well, and said that they feel fortunate to be working with such an exceptional filmmaker. One of the most concerning revelations from Puck's report is that Villeneuve allegedly does not have final cut on the film. They've said this 3 times in this one single article. Situations like this can sometimes spark creative tension, potentially leading to significant conflicts between directors and producers over the film's vision and execution. Past instances where this occurred include Ridley Scott and Blade Runner's original 1982 release, David Fincher on 1992's Alien 3, Josh Trank on 2015's disastrous Fantastic Four reboot, and David Ayer on Suicide Squad. Dune Part 3 is expected to begin filming later this summer. Hooray. I do love Dune, and you know that. Dune. Hey, can I get a mod in the chat, please? Because I do not go for bashing of any sort. The movie is not even out yet, so take your bullshit elsewhere. I'm not interested. So please get a mod to remove someone who has a name of Symbol of Peace and just totally just talking trash in the chat. That is absolute garbage. The movie's not even out yet. Good morning, Patricia! Backyard TARDIS, if it wasn't for Spider-Man, Tom Holland would be a CW actor. You might be right. You might be right. But Backyard TARDIS, you're the only mod I see right now. So if you do me a favor and show someone the exit, please. I don't go for that in my chat. You want to go talk shit? Go somewhere else. Because no, you're talking shit, my friend. The movie isn't even out yet. It comes out in 10 days. It does. You've seen nothing yourself yet to justify talking so much. You come in, you don't even say hello, you don't even say good morning, you just immediately start talking trash. So I don't deal with trolls here. And we're just going to have to show you the exit. And if I can't contact a mod, I will do it myself if you can't show yourself the exit. So there is that information for you. My God, my internet is absolute crap. Yep, I like trash. That's it. That's absolutely it. I like garbage. Num num num. So have a nice day and get the fuck out. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Oh my goodness. We're just gonna have to. Oh, good. I can do it from here. There we go. Thank you, StreamYard, for updating your stuff. That's awesome. Okay. Anywho. Yeah. See, I just want to reiterate. Let me pop this up here now. I just want to reiterate that on this channel, we only give an opinion on something we've actually seen. Okay? Like I'm not going to sit and just blow smoke out of my ass or, hot wind on something I have not seen final product of. If you dislike a person, dislike that person, but don't come here to troll. Don't come here to talk shit. Okay? We're not followers here. We don't do what other people tell us. We think for ourselves. We form our own opinions after we've seen final product. So The trolling, the trash talk, absolutely not allowed here. I don't need those kind of subscribers. You go right on over to Nerdrotic or whoever else who has that algorithm, okay? Because I don't have it and I don't tolerate it. So, good morning, Real Anarchy. Good morning. It is weird. It's super, super weird. So, like, what is the rest of your life like? What is do you like believe everything that a commercial tells you? Right? Okay. We're leaders, not followers here. Thank you very much. Okay, so moving on. Actually, before we get into that, I want to show you guys a trailer I got in my electronic press kit. Here we go. Okay, so I haven't watched this trailer yet. I don't know much about it. All I know is that Ryan Gosling in it. It's a sci-fi film. Like I think he's a teacher. So let's check it out together. Again, I did not create this. I do not own this. I do not claim ownership. This is a movie trailer sent to me in an electronic press kit, and we are going to review and watch it ourselves and give our commentary. So, again, I will be talking over it in certain points. We will be pausing. We'll keep the volume low. And these are for copyright reasons because I do not own this. So, and away we go. So, right away, we've got Ryan Gosling in a plastic suit in a very tiny shuttle or ship. Looks, I mean, not far off from our technology, but hello, claustrophobia. I don't think I could handle that. So he said he was in a coma. He looked like he was in there a really long time because when he wakes up, he's got this really long hair, really long beard. And then I guess this is a flashback. And he doesn't have all of that stuff. And apparently he's dying. I like the jacket too. I had one kind of like it when I was a teenager. That was pretty cool. I don't care don't listen to what anyone else tells you. I was cool. Okay. So the stars have an infection. Every star was infected by its neighbor. I put the not an astronaut. Okay, I will say this. I think Ryan Gosling is really funny. I know a lot of women my age fell in love with him in The Notebook. I've seen that movie once. It was okay. Hey, this dude is just making alt accounts now. There we go. Bye. Anyway, I think he's funny. That's what won me over. Is him like him in The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe. Great movie. He should do more comedic stuff because he's really funny. Go back. Where's it at? Right here. I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, I love that movie. I hope they do another one. Anyway, I don't know because he's meeting aliens out in space and the fate of the world, like people are going to die, the suns are dying out. In The Martian, it was just a guy stuck on Mars. So no anal probing in this movie. What? I'm out. Anyway, tell you guys what you thought of the trailer for the Hail Mary project in the chat below. Fernando says this is the next sci-fi classic. It might just be. It looks really good. Ryan Gosling, man. All right. There was that. Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts about the Hail Mary project? Leave it in the chat below. We are moving on. So, y'all remember, let's see. Good morning, Maverick. Good morning, and I'm going to need to see proof of that. Want to see proof of that. Fernando says The Martian was overrated. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, it's a little overrated. I don't disagree with you there. Okay, so remember when Ketchup Entertainment bought the distribution rights to Coyote versus Acme a while back? Because Warner Brothers was like, yeah, we're not releasing it. And everyone was like, what? What? I mean, they didn't, write it off for tax purposes, but they were just like, we just can't release it. It was just, a way to sell it. Anyway, Ketchup Entertainment bought it for $50 million, and the film will finally officially release next year. It does look at that Hail Mary project. I'm into it. Good morning, Maria. Don't you ever apologize. Better late than never. Have you seen Jurassic World Rebirth? I have not. I mean, it's kind of like everyone's like, which one are you super excited about? That's just the one I'm not that super excited. Like, I'll watch it when I watch it kind of situation. Anyway, I have to say that I'm very intrigued by the Coyote versus Acme film after all the controversy, the Warner Brothers not releasing it, and then this Ketchup Entertainment releasing it. I really think that I'm not alone in that a lot of people are super into this movie. They're super excited and intrigued by it. They bought it for $50 million, and that's like nothing today movie budget wise, which is crazy to say, right? 50 million. Oh no, they got it for a steal. But they bought it for $50 million. Budgets these days are upwards of 300 million. And they're gonna make bank. I really believe they are. I think that the conversation about this film has been very energetic for the last year, and I think people are just dying to see what's the hubbub all about. I think the curiosity is gonna make this movie a lot of money. Curiosity. Backyard Charter says, well, I thought The Martian was great. I liked it, but I wouldn't put it in my epics of all time basket. In that regard, I think it's a little little overrated in that department. Anywho, Backyard Charter says, for me, Jurassic World Rebirth is a movie event of the summer. And Maverick is saying it sucks. And Maria says it's getting a lot of negative reviews. For your sake, I hope you enjoy it. I do. Have I mentioned that my knee still hurts like all the effing time? So you want to hear a fun fact? You want to hear something crazy? I have extremely tiny bones. That's one of my disabilities. It's like almost dwarfism. I have skeletal dysplasia, very, very very tiny bones. And they put this hardware in my knee to fix it. And it's irritating everything in my body. Because even though they use like child size hardware, it's still very difficult for me to move my leg around, and it hurts like so bad. So I'm sitting here trying to get comfortable. I bend my knee and I'm just trying not to go on camera. Isn't that crazy? I have tiny bones. Listen, when they dig me up 150 years from now, they're going to be like, this was the bones of a 16-year-old child. Ha ha! I have the bones of a younger woman. Anywho, I know it's just okay. Moving on. Truth says with the outrage, it better make a lot of money since so many people were upset. I think it's going to. I think it's going to make a lot of money. They're definitely going to make their 50 million back and then some. I really believe that. David, are you trying to say David Dastmalchian he was just cast as M. Bison? This movie is so unserious. It's so unserious. Real quick, Maria, to clear up the ACME versus Coyote, Coyote versus ACME, whichever way the title goes, they hadn't written it off like Batgirl. They shelved it indefinitely. They said they were not going to release it, but they hadn't written it off for tax purposes. And Ketchup Entertainment came in and they bought it. They bought the distribution rights. Good morning, Bryce. Who were we most excited to see from the Justice Gang? Hope Mr. Terrific doesn't disappoint. I'm pretty stoked to see some Hawkgirl. We're going to talk about Superman here in a second. Truth, Blade will get a release before we get a great Street Fighter adaptation. Oh my god. Okay, let's get to some Street Fighter. I know I have some Street Fighter stuff in here somewhere. Here we go. Like this. Andrew Schultz has been cast as Dan Hibiki in the live action Street Fighter movie. Dan Hibiki is supposed to be Japanese. I'm excited for Girl. He's supposed to be Japanese. So I have some concerns about what they're doing, because it's not just this Andrew Schultz guy. We've also got 50 Cent. Hey, he's been cast as Balrog. 50's not an actor. He is not an actor. So I have a lot of questions. I'm trying to find I don't see any more information. So who did you say? M. Bison. Who did you say got cast as David Dastmalchian? All right, let's look this up. All right. M. Bison. Latest. Of course, Twitter's not working. How about I just Google it? How about that? David Dastmalchian Street Fighter. My stupid Corey. Yep, he has officially been cast as M. Bison. Oh, good grief. I like David Dastmalchian. No one plays creepy like he does. Can we just say that? Yeah, poke it up. Dastmalchian. I know how to spell it. Isn't that weird? Why do I know how to spell that? Probably because he's in everything. Anyway, I like David Dastmalchian. Great creepy dude. He's funny. He is. Baba Yaga. He was great in Ant-Man. Anyway, I don't see him as M. Bison. I mean, try to top Raul Julia. You can't. You just can't. But I entirely agree with Fernando. This is trash. Like, this is the most unserious casting I've ever seen for a movie. And that's saying something. Because I'm old. I've been around a lot. No, Bryce. You're good. You are absolutely good. I love an active chat. Get excited. Get enthusiastic. I'll just save it for later. No big. You don't say my bad. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hang around. You're good. But yeah, unserious as hell. Like I have no expectations whatsoever for the Street Fighter movie. Bring back Jean-Claude Van Damme and be done with it. Where's my JVD renaissance? I want to live in a Jean-Claude Van Damme renaissance. Because I loved him. I loved him as a young lady. I did so much. Posters on the wall. Punisher's special presentation will reportedly begin filming in July until the first week of August. So, like 3 weeks of filming? They're going to film this in 3 weeks? Okay. And here we go. Truth says no Scarlett Johansson as Chung-Li. What the fuck, Hollywood? Ming-Na Wen all the way. She's my Chung-Li. Always will be. Hey, my leg just slid off. Good times. Okay, so according to Matt Reeves's social media, his Instagram, Twitter, all of it, he and what's his name? Here it is. Matt Tomlin have completed the Batman 2 script. He announced it with this picture. He has written the script, okay? He's written the script. That's it. That doesn't mean it immediately goes into production. The next step is it goes over to James Gunn and Peter Safran's desks. They read the script and they decide either it's ready to go. You know, what do you need? Start casting, start hiring. Or they say, I have notes. Make these changes. Or they reject it. Completely reject it. I'm not fully confident that this movie is really going to happen. It keeps getting pushed back. And Loki says, chances of this movie happening are dependent on how well Superman does. And you are right. Superman and Supergirl and Lanterns. And James Gunn has clarified that. It's not just Superman. All the eggs are not just in that basket. It's in Supergirl and Lanterns also. I'm pretty confident that Superman's going to do well. I'm confident it's going to make money. A lot of money. Because Gunn knows how to polarize people. He knows how to get in there because out of wanting to see the movie and curiosity, morbid curiosity. So the script is done. That's just the next step. Is that he's written the script. After that, it goes to James Gunn and Peter Safran, and they decide if either it's ready, it needs to be tweaked, or it's a no. So, yeah, finally he's written it, but we gotta, there's a process to all this stuff. And Gunn apparently, at least he says he's super anal about the scripts. He wants them to be mind-blowing. He wants them to be epic. That's what he says. We could only go off of what he says until we see action, until we see a product. So, Truth says, I'm going to say it's not happening, mostly because I don't want to be proven wrong. This is why we're friends. I'm just not fully convinced that it's happening. It's been years now. It's been years that, yeah, it's we're doing this. Oh yeah, we're just waiting for this. And it's been years. And then Gunn made some comments that I think are rather telling when he said, Matt is slow. Give him a break. Matt is slow. I personally don't think that they see eye to eye a lot creatively. So I think that might have something to do with it. Fernando says, this movie better be very good. Yeah, for as long as it's taking. If it actually comes out, it better be. Fernando says, I put my house and family on the line. Superman is going to be a huge hit. I think it is. I have that vibe. Secret Dance Move. Good morning, Secret Dance Move. I hope you subscribed. Hit that like button. Says Superman is going to be amazing. Fingers crossed. I hope so. You bought your Superman ticket? I have mine too. I'm going on the 10th. I have a strong feeling that it's going to make money. No matter what. It's going to make money. Curiosity and interest combined. We talked about that. Aha! This kid. Tell me that doesn't look like Draco Malfoy. HBO's Harry Potter series has found its Draco Malfoy in Lux Pratt. Never seen him before, at least I don't think I have. But tell me that doesn't look like Draco Malfoy. Now, for those of you who have not read the books, he actually has black hair. Slicked back, greasy black hair. It was his mom who had the white hair. Pardon me. He looks like Malfoy. Good morning, Michael Watkins. I think this will be the next best Superman to Reeve. One can hope. We all deserve a good Superman movie. Maria says, we have the best Lois Lane ever. I do love Rachel Brosnahan. I think she's a wonderful actress. Big fan of Rachel Brosnahan. So if no one has any strong feelings one way or the other on the Draco Malfoy stuff, we're going to move on. Hey, here we go. Here's your first look at the Hall of Justice. And for those of you who do not know, this is an actual building. The Hall of Justice in Super Friends and everything, was based on the Cincinnati Transportation Museum. Or is it Transportation Museum? Or it's just like a transportation thing. Anyway, it is an actual building. So they're using the actual building that inspired the Hall of Justice. And that's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. Truth says, I can confidently say Gunn's Superman will be better than Quest for Peace. That won't be hard to do. That's a low bar. But this is cool. It's cool that they're using the actual building that inspired the animated building. So, neat. Neato bandito. And some very, very, very sad news. For those of you who don't read comics or know much about them, Jim Shooter, kind of a big freaking deal. Huge deal. Jim Shooter actually started working in comics, for DC Comics to be specific, like drawing and writing stories for DC Comics when he was 13 years old. If I remember correctly, I don't think they really knew exactly how old he was. I think he might have lied about his age a little bit. But he was 13 and then started actually working under, like, in a more involved capacity at 14 years old. This man spent his entire life, except for 12 years. Like, let's see, he was 73 when he passed. He spent 61 years in the comic book industry. 61 years. Virtually his entire life in comic books. And whether you realize it or not, his influence is everywhere. I have some Jim Shooter work hanging on my wall, or things that happened because of Jim Shooter. Robert Liefeld had this to say. He said, Jim Shooter has passed away at the age of 73. Jim is the greatest editor-in-chief that Marvel had post Stan Lee. Yes, Jim Shooter was editor-in-chief of Marvel in the 80s. He unlocked greatness of Marvel's Bronze Era, activated Frank Miller, Walt Simonson, John Byrne, Bill Sienkiewicz, and so many others. Took a toy tie-in and made it a blockbuster with Secret Wars. So many achievements. Gratitude for everything. Yes, he started out at DC and he went over to Marvel and became their editor-in-chief, and that was a big deal. Jim is kind of a love him or hate him type, but you cannot deny his influence. Marvel would not be what it is today without Jim Shooter. There would be no MCU without Jim Shooter. There would be no Venom, Daredevil, Dazzler without Jim Shooter. There would be no Secret Wars. The MCU would have nothing to write about, right? I mean, they were, but let me show you something for those of you who may not completely comprehend. I'm going to show you from the actual Marvel website, okay? These are Jim Shooter comics. Guardians of the Galaxy, there you go, Secret Wars, Fantastic Four. I have this hanging on my wall. I should have brought it up here. Read this one to do my Dazzler thing. Ghost Rider, X Factor, that one, more Secret Wars. Daredevil, check it out. Load more. Wonder Man, X-Men, Spider-Man, the Spider-Man wedding, Doctor Doom, Luke Cage, What If comics. Oh, load more. Look at all of this. There would be no MCU. There'd be no Marvel today if it wasn't for Jim Shooter. There would be no DC. He was editor-in-chief of DC for a time. Jim Shooter, absolute legend. One of the most influential people in comic book history. And I mean, not many people know about him and the work he did. So rest well, sir. Thank you for 61 years of service and entertainment and just passion and love for the industry. I mean, he was a kid who loved comic books and started, as a kid, writing and drawing comic books. Can you believe it? Can you believe that? Is that not just absolutely incredible? So very sad to hear of the loss of Jim Shooter. What a life. What an absolute life. Here's the thing about Stan Lee, and I might get some hate for this, but this comes straight from Neil Adams and his son when I spoke with Neil Adams' son. Stan Lee was kind of like Bob Kane in a sense. He came up with some ideas, but what would happen is people would come in his office like, hey, I've got this idea. This, and this. And Stan Lee would say, oh, I like this, I like this and this, but let's change that last one to that. So it's this, that. And then he'd slap his name on it. Stan Lee was more of a salesman, a showman, than an actual writer. Jim Shooter was an actual comic book writer and artist and enthusiast. So I don't want to take away from Stan Lee's contributions to comic books, but I definitely lean more into the Jim Shooter than Stan Lee. Okay, guys. All right. Let's talk Superman. Okay? Let's talk Superman. And in order to do that, let's just go to Google and pull up anything Superman. Here we go. We have 10 days. 10 days before Superman comes out. Now, I've stopped looking at clips and trailers for it because I'm trying so hard to go with as little expectation as possible. I don't want anything spoiled for me. I don't want anything ruined. So I'm doing the best I can to, go in with a little expectation. It's a blank slate. Oh, gotta run. Oh, you go break into stuff with the sheriff. Have a good time. Thanks for coming to by. Anyway, B&B Wentzville. Oh, it's showing me films. Oh, that's if I want to go see it on the 8th because I'm an Amazon Prime member. I'm a little annoyed that I didn't get a screener for it. I don't get screeners. And that super sucks. I don't know why. I am behind on my reviews. Maybe that's something. Maybe. Oh, is it sold out? Oh, no, that's not what that means. Anyway, that's where I'm going. I got to say, I'm looking forward to this. I'm definitely looking forward to this. Truth says, hot take, I prefer Dolby over IMAX. It's been raining and very hot here, so pollen and mold and mildew is up, and I prefer whatever's nearby. And the Farmington Showplace AMC 4, whatever it's called, AMC Showplace Farmington 4 is right there. It's only got 4 screens, and it's not IMAX. But for my screeners, I go here, Marcus Theater. So anywho, let's see. I can find something else to look at. Because it's just giving me show times. Let's just look at pictures. Anywho, does anyone have any expectations or theories, speculations, anything like that about Corn Sweat? I do love this poster. This is my favorite. This one right here. About Corn Sweat Superman. No fair. Yeah, I want some screeners. Like, I've gotten 2. I got one for Monkey Man last year and one for Venom The Last Dance this year. So, what's up, guys? Why are you not sending your girl some screeners? We're at almost 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, we're about 100 away. 100 away from hitting 5,000. It's super cool. Still not monetized. But 5,000 subscribers, that's not nothing. Can I please have some screeners? Bryce says, we need more hope. Superman does it well. James Gunn knows how to deliver the emotions. He does. And anytime anyone argues me on that, I just bring up Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Blubbered. Just absolute blubbering. And Superman is hope. He's hope. He's supposed to be a bright light in the universe. He is good for the sake of it. He is one-dimensional. He's not supposed to have darkness or be relatable. He is aspirational. You're supposed to aspire to it. Real Anarchy says, how are you not monetized with almost 5K, bud? That is strange. That's what I keep saying. I've been doing this 5 years. I'm about to hit 5,000 subscribers, and I am still 800 watch hours away. I need 800 watch hours before I can apply for monetization. So, my sister-in-law started YouTube, and a week later, she was monetized. Me, I've been here 5 years. Nobody likes me. I'm obnoxious. Anyway, we've got 10 days before Superman comes out. Okay. Something's happening in the other room. 10 days before it comes out. Do we think there's going to be an uptick in the marketing? Like, the marketing's been pretty good, I gotta say. I'm loving the social media posts. Truth is, I think the performance might be slightly better than the movie. Secret Dance Move says, I think Crypto Doggy gonna steal the movie. So, I guess from what I've gleaned is that Superman is actually dog sitting for Supergirl, and Lex kidnaps Crypto. Like, Lex, have you not seen John Wick? Really angry pro tip: post a few trailers, video clips, and shorts. I do that every day. After the stream, I make some shorts and I upload them everywhere. True story. I'm a huge fan of the casting. Here we go. Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion is amazing. He's hilarious. I think he was perfect casting for Guy Gardner. I wish that the wig was more red than blonde, but that's really a complaint there. It's supposed to be a stupid, ugly haircut. I think Nathan Fillion's going to be amazing as Guy Gardner. I'm excited for Beck Bennett. Beck Bennett apparently is like the most beloved cast member ever of Saturday Night Live. And him as Lombard is going to be great. Definitely enjoy him in that role. Again, I love Rachel Brosnahan. Skylar Giscondo as Jimmy Olsen, genius. He is Jimmy Olsen. That's perfect. Absolute perfect casting. So far, casting wise, even Nicholas Hoult, I think it's perfect and hilarious that Nicholas Hoult auditioned for Superman first and didn't get it. And he sees David Cornsweet, was like, yeah, that's Superman. I'm out. Like, I love that. I love that. Nicholas Hoult, not only a super great actor, he's a cool dude. The casting has me sold. The casting absolutely has me sold. And the only thing I've heard from anyone about David Cornsweet being cast as Superman is from cultists who are like, well, he's not Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is almost 50 years old, if he's not already 50 years old, and he's living his best life. Okay. Between Warhammer, Voltron, Highlander, he's good. He's happy. He's moved on. And Truth is entirely correct on this. Rewatchability. For me, that's the hallmark of, do I like it? Do I like it? How much do I like this movie? And to me, that's measured in how many times I would rewatch it. James Gunn so far has made very rewatchable films. I've watched Volume 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I don't know how many times. 2, not as many times as 1 and 3, but Suicide Squad. I've watched Suicide Squad a bunch of times. He's great at rewatchability. So that gives me a lot of, dare I say, hope for Superman. Good morning, Christian Fandom Geek. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Superman. I have not seen Super. I have not seen it, but I've heard wonderful things. I love Rainn Wilson. I do. I'll have to check it out. But he's great at rewatchability, and that is the hallmark for do I like it? Would I rewatch it? Let's find out. Sometimes after I watch a film, like as soon as I'm done watching it, I feel one way. And then if I sit and I mull it over a bit and think about it, I feel another. And that's usually where the whole rewatchability comes in. If I struggle to rewatch something, then I don't care for it. Thunderbolts, I've watched a couple of times. I liked Thunderbolts. I will have to watch Super today. Tune in tomorrow and find out what I thought. Bryce says, I wish they would use Robert Pattinson as Batman. I feel like him and Corn Sweat would have a really good chemistry. You might be right there. I personally believe that Brandon Skellner is going to be Batman. And that's not, oh my God, I just really want Brandon Skellner. I'm just watching things, seeing patterns of behavior, and I believe that's what's going to happen. I could be wrong. Not very often, though. Truth calls me the Oracle for a reason. Just saying. Anywho, let me know how you guys feel about Superman showing up in 10 days in theaters everywhere. Let me know what your speculation and expectations are. Pardon me. Leave it in the chat below. Questions, comments, emotional outbursts about Superman. Leave that in the chat below as well, because we are wrapping this one up. Remember, this week, huge interview dropping on the channel. Me and X-Men 97 creator, controversial character, Bo DeMaio are sitting down and talking tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that interview. I'm going to drop it this week. I will make that happen. Fingers crossed. But yes, I am interviewing the ever controversial Bo DeMaio tomorrow afternoon. Very excited about that. Make sure you have the notification bell rung so you get notified as soon as that Bo DeMaio interview drops. Can I say one more time? Bo DeMaio interview this week. If you would like to help support the channel, God bless you and thank you. As we've discovered, I absolutely positively need it. The easiest and freest way to do it is just by hitting that like button, subscribing if you're new, ringing the notification bell, sharing this video, leaving a comment, tell your friends, tell a stranger. I don't care. Just tell people. But all of those things let our algorithm overlords know that you enjoy this channel. And while you're at it, I have over 1,000 videos to pick from. That's right. I said it. There's over 1,000 videos on this channel between shorts, breakdowns, interviews, live streams. There's so much to choose from. I have breakdowns about characters, storylines, books, TV shows in Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, Image Comics, Doctor Who, you name it. I'm a non-denominational nerd. I love everything, and I love learning about these characters and storylines. So, pull up a chair, grab a snack, and pop open a playlist. Watch it all or just leave it on your browser on mute and walk away. But either way, that helps me get my watch hours up so I can get monetized and pay for the software to continue streaming for you guys and pay for a computer before October. So this one's going to be a paperweight by October because it can't handle a Windows 11. And as of October, Windows 10 is obsolete. And that means I won't have a computer anymore. So if I can get monetized, that will help me buy a computer so I can continue streaming and making these awesome videos for you. If you don't have the time to sit and watch 1,000 videos, I totally understand. I barely have the time to make them. but you can help get me there in other ways. You can help me get a new computer so I can keep doing this. You can help me pay for the streaming and editing software and the music licensing and all this other crap by scanning that QR code right there. It takes you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsatmua, and you can tip me as little or as much as you like, and every single dime goes towards keeping this stream going. If that's not your cup of tea, you want Cash App, I've got Cash App. I have so many different options for you, and everything is going to be down in the chat below. Consider joining the official Nerdling Army. That's right. You go to patreon.com/comics and you get exclusive merch with your associated with the tier you choose. There are 3 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month. You get your own official rank in the Nerdling Army, your own official insignia, which comes on your exclusive merch that you get every 3 months for the first year of your membership. And members in the Nerdling First Class and higher tier, they get early access to every video I drop, whether it's a day, 3 days a week. I do my best. I really do. But I'm one lady. I'm one lady doing all this by myself. But not only do you get that, but all members of the Nerdling First Class and higher in the Nerdling Army are mods on the channel. You also get the exclusive Nerdling Army chat, outtakes, behind the scenes, ask me anything, and you can request breakdowns and videos. I'm so sorry I can't stop clearing my throat because of all the mold and mildew in the air. But I try to give everything I can to the Nerdling Army. If I can get monetized, that will definitely help me send you guys actual physical stuff more. But Nerdling First Class and higher get to be mods on the channel. You get early access. There's all kinds of stuff. So check out patreon.com/comicsatmua and join the official Nerdling Army. We also have a merch store. So if you like nerdy merchandise, check that out. All of the graphics entirely made by yours truly. They're my designs. comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. I'm also an affiliate for Leash Boss, where you get 15% off. Zenny Optical, where you get 10% off. Cora's Vault, 10% off. TikTok, CapCut, and this podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to hang out, educate, and entertain you. So if you enjoy this podcast, chances are you're going to enjoy more of what the Red 5 family of podcasts have to offer you. That is right. Yes. 1,000 videos. 1,000 videos. And I'm not monetized. Almost 5,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? We are almost at 5,000 subscribers. Go check out my latest breakdown on DC Comics The Question today. And this week, later this week, Bo DeMaio is going to be on the channel. You don't want to miss that. Make sure you're subscribed and you have that bell rung, because you are not going to want to miss that. But that's all I have for you nerds today. Stay kind to one another. Think for yourself. Like what you like. Ain't nothing wrong with it. And I will see you tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Keep your eyes peeled, please, because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you.